How you guys doing? You're watching GEEKCASTER. I'm Michael. And this is a special episode because we're going to talk about surviving the zombie apocalypse. So, I'm Michael, and today we've got
Dayveonne the guy Bussey.
Corey Davis.
Cool. Alrighty. So, I got some goodies.
Ooh, let's see.
But we're going to talk because, a lot of times when people talk about surviving the zombie apocalypse, the first thing they go into is knives, guns, but they don't talk about food.
Facts.
Now, Corey,
Yes.
you know what that is, right?
MRE's peanut butter. It's great.
Yes, sir.
It's backwards. What is that?
Chocolate mint something.
Now,
Is
Pound
that
cake.
yes, it's
Chocolate
chocolate
mint-
mint pound cake.
Oh.
How long do these survive, by the way?
That one's disgusting, but it's good.
I mean, is it a matter of years or
Yeah, they stay good for years.
like how long?
More than 3 years. So yeah, they have a really long shelf life.
Does it have something to do with what they put in that stuff, or it has more to do with the packaging?
No, it's what they actually put in it. So the whole thing about MREs, when you're out in the field, is meant to make you constipated, so you don't go to the bathroom. Which one is that one?
That is wheat
Oh, the snack.
cracker.
Yes, that is currency.
Wheat cracker bread?
Yeah, that's currency. Put some peanut butter or jelly on it. People. So the thing about MREs, when you open the packet, you don't know what's in there, except for what's on the actual label. So it could say chili mac or tuna burritos or nachos. As far as all that stuff,
Beverage
you
powder.
don't know what drinks, you don't know what snacks you're getting in. Sometimes there's Skittles, sometimes there's candy, sometimes there's bread, and you can trade that stuff because it's currency. That is the heater pack. So
That's the
there's
heater
that white filter at the bottom is a charcoal filter. Once you add water to that bottom line where it says "do not overfill," it heats up and you put your food inside. You cover the top part, and it just uses heat and steam, and it cooks your food in that bag.
So, I'm showing all this, and I have some more stuff in this little thing as well. But what's the advantage of this, and can regular people get these things?
Yes, regular people can get that. So the advantage is, so if you're out stranded, you have sustenance. Can you eat the whole meal? You can, but it's meant to be eaten in stages. So you can have a snack here, basically ration out your food. So it gives you a longer chance of survival, basically.
And that's a thing for water.
Explain
Am
that.
I right, Corey?
Yep, explain
Huh?
that. I want to see.
All right, that's a filter. So let's say you go to a pond or something, it's supposed to filter out the minerals and bacteria that's in the water, so it could be drinkable.
Yep.
I know my stuff, Corey. I know my stuff.
Yeah, I see. You guys are great survivalists.
And this is like iodine, is it?
Oh, for wounds?
Oh, okay.
Wait, isn't this? Hold on a second. This is purification system.
Oh, that's the
Oh.
stuff to put in the purification system. Yeah.
To make, if you get a source of water, whatever you drink makes it clean enough, potable, so you can drink it and not get sick.
Paper, napkins, gauze. I forgot what this one is. Oh, fire.
To make
stick.
fire.
Yeah. So, the whole question is, how are you going to carry all this around in the zombie apocalypse?
Well,
Aren't you supposed to have a book bag or something like that, or a travel like
I'm
a
glad
carry-on
that
type
you.
thing?
I'm glad that you asked. Hold on.
So, yeah, some people have little go bag. Some people have survival kits. Um, but you have a limit. So those break down the different limits that you can carry with you. It's a great tool to have.
But at the same time, you got
Rex that.
yes, smart
But this is no ordinary
that could turn-
rucksack.
because it turns into a chair.
No,
No,
I made this from scratch.
Wait, you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell. Homemade, the twine, everything. That's pretty good,
Awesome.
actually. Oh, back support? Wow, you really did go in.
Yeah.
How much
It's hard to
scratch-
show you on the. I actually was gonna get rid of this, but Mom was like, "Don't throw that out."
Now keep that.
But it's
Keep
really
that.
cool because this was made from scratch, and when you look at, you'll see all the things. Did military training, and this was pretty cool. Pretty cool, but back support and all that. But I think when we get together, I think it would be cool to do a whole episode making things like that.
Mm.
Yeah,
So survival training.
I think that'd be kind of cool. So, it's something that people never think about, but it's so important.
Yeah, the military calls it 50 yard.
They call it what? 50 what?
550 cord.
Now, why do they call it that?
Yeah.
Because it's like twine, it's just stronger. So it's already wound up. So once you unwind it, you can use it for whatever purpose you need.
Stuff for diarrhea.
Oh,
You're gonna need that eating MREs.
Mm.
Yeah, because remember when you eat that stuff, yeah, you're gonna need to use the restroom.
No, so when you eat MREs, it's meant to stop the blood, and then you need a diarrhea pill to get everything working again.
Oh.
So why do they want you to stop you up? Why is that?
Yeah.
You're not tracked. So like, let's say I'm stranded in a war zone. I don't know. Let's say Syria, and I'm alone. And in order for people to not track me, I still need sustenance. So I eat my MRE. My MRE stops me from going to the bathroom, but yet gives me sustenance. So that way, I won't go to the bathroom and leave a trail.
Oh, feces. Okay.
Right.
It's just like so they don't hunt you down like an animal type.
Right.
Interesting.
What's that?
Let's see if you get this one.
Can't really tell.
Those look like those.
What,
things you used to
toy?
have as a kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, what is this for? Let's see if they taught you this one.
Oh, from mine.
Hooks.
Oh, huh?
Yeah, in case you have to go fishing, you could take one of these little toys, throw it in the water, the fish will see it, and then they'll bite on it, and then you could use this for bait.
Are they saying the color attracts fish?
Yeah, but also like there's sharp little men on there.
So you don't need bait. You just use that.
You could use this as bait. Yeah. If you had to. You hope you don't have
Never
to.
like that.
Now, what is this?
Worm.
This is for heat, right?
Yes.
Explain that to the folks.
So you never want to lay on the ground because the ground is cold, and the ground will take all the heat from you. So in an emergency case, you want to keep the heat in. Hence, I don't know if that's a lunar flow or what kind of wrap it is, but it's just a heat wrap. Keeps you warm and from succumbing to your cold environment.
So how do you put that on you? Do you put it like flat on the ground? Do you put it into your clothes? Do you put it into like, let's say, a knapsack?
It depends on your environment. So like, if you're obviously in a cold place, you want to keep that as close to the body as you can, so that will go underneath your clothes. But if you're in like somewhere where it's relatively warm, the ground will still be cold, so you can put it on the outermost layer. It depends on your environment, on where and how you use that.
Okay.
Blanks.
Now, why is this important?
case you break a leg or something like that, or arm, and you want to basically readjust it.
Yeah.
So it's
Wow.
important either way to obviously survive. Now, I call on this surviving the zombie apocalypse, but basically any apocalypse you should be ready for, whether it's a chemical one, a zombie one, or even a war. So you gotta start thinking, geeks, all you geeks out there, you gotta start thinking.
And also staying in shape. That's number one.
Cardio, cardio, cardio.
So what's a good regimen? What's a good regimen for people to jump into to get in shape?
Body weight exercise. I think a majority of the people can't do a proper pull-up, push-up. They can't really control their own body weight. So start with calisthenics. Push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups. Learn how to use your body weight. Even air squats. Just sit down from the chair or the couch, stand up, do that a couple of times. Once you get used to using your body weight and knowing how your body moves, then you want to introduce weight. So first thing is body weight exercises.
Now, how many do you have to do to be effective? Can you do 10 a day and it's still doing something, or you got to be like 5,000?
I think starting off, you want to do 10 a day and then progress. So I think the other issue is most people don't know how to listen to their body. If their body is saying, oh, I need a break, or I can't do this much, then obviously dial it back. But if your body says, oh, I can do more, or I can, increase the load, then you just go from 10 to 20 a day to 30 a day, 50 a day. I think the other thing is throughout the day, you just don't want to do it for 1 hour and then say, oh, I worked out for today. You want to break that into segments. So have a morning routine, an afternoon routine, evening routine, and that actually increases your metabolism, helps you get stronger a lot better and faster.
All right, so here's a question. Hold on a second. If you guys have to have 3 weapons, what would they be in a zombie apocalypse?
You always have to carry this bad boy. This is a must.
Okay.
Any type of...
3?
I wouldn't say
Okay.
any other type...
3? Okay, 3. I'm just messing with
No.
you. I'm just messing with you.
No, kick rocks. Well, first, you're always supposed to carry a knife on you. That's one
Okay.
weapon you're always supposed to carry with you, because at any situation, whether it's zombies or whether you basically going against a fellow human being, or you're about to attack somebody in silence, this is the best weapon to use. Because you can stab them in the brain, the neck, decapitate the neck. That's a smart thing to have. Secondary, you're always supposed to have something not too heavy for you not being able to carry, but heavy enough where you can travel with it. Like, that would be like a samurai sword to a mallet to a hatchet. Something like this would definitely be a good thing to carry around you, especially for poking zombies back and forth, aiming to the head from a distance so they don't have to be too much of a close combat. And then third will be a gun. But what type of gun? I always recommend a silencer, or something that you can make into a silencer. Something that's loud will draw more zombies or make it difficult for you to actually go against something like a huge horde of zombies or something. Because once they hear noise, expect a huge horde of families coming after you behind. Unless you got an AK-47.
I will just say my 3. One would be some type of katana or long blade. I am not the close proximity person. I like to have distance, so that way you always want a cushion or a safety area. Number 2, a shovel of some sort. That's why we have like foldable shovels, because you never know when you need to dig, or you could use it as a trench tool. You can actually use that as a knife as well, with a sharp edge. And number 3, That the third one always gets everyone. It could be either water purification, something for heat or everything. But if we're talking strictly for survival, I would always go with a food pack because food is hard to come by. You may be miles away.
A third weapon.
You
Third
said
weapon.
weapon.
So
Weapon, yeah.
Okay. Katana, shovel, and for third weapon, I would use a really stiff walking stick. That would
So
be
no
my
guns.
no guns, because guns are finite, and then once you use up your ammo, it's basically you're down to two. So I want three that would be useful whenever I need those three. So the katana, less effort, the shovel, minimal effort, and the staff, I can use that in a multiple arrays of different uses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know what? That's shovel. That hit me hard. I was like, wow, that does make sense. Especially if you got a really nice, strong one where you could use it to jab.
Yeah, that's why we call it trench tools. They fold and then they unfold, and you can have a little bit of length. There's different types out there, so yeah, they fold up pretty nice, and they're always sharp.
Wow, that's pretty good. In fact, you're the first person ever to do probably a show to mention a shovel that I've seen. So that's great. That's something new.
No
for
favorite?
GEEKCASTER. Yeah.
What are your three?
Wow.
Yeah.
I would definitely go with some sort of sword. The walking stick, like the staff. But now my third would have to be a shovel. I never thought of it that way.
Right. Like nobody never thought of a shovel. Like
Yeah.
would be
Because it's so
we-
useful.
that-
Yeah.
right.
Hmm.
And I'm looking through it, but also if you're a good marksman, I would recommend a bow and arrow or a crossbow.
See, with that too, that's great because you could use that for hunting. But then you got to keep making bow and arrows.
Not well that, and also you can reuse the bows that you used on the person that you killed or the zombie you killed.
Well, that goes back to the original thing. So the bow and arrow is really just the tip. Once you use that spear, because that's finite as well, you have to come up with another tip. You have to keep making it. That spends too much energy.
Right.
With the katana, it's pretty sharp. It's gonna last you a while before it gets dull. And
Now
even when it's sharp, you can still use it.
Would you use a katana or a cutlass?
Katana.
Okay. And why is that? Just because the length?
Yeah, the length, and I think it's a little bit stronger than a cutlass. Cutlass is still strong depending on how it's forged. But me personally, I just prefer katana. I think it comes down to preference at that point.
And I guess skill level, because these things you got to be able to know how to use
Yeah.
it.
Correct.
Mhm.
See, we have a secret weapon because we got Dayveonne on our team because he does all this combat stuff. So, you see him with that knife, little boys and girls. Don't play around with that. It's sharp. He knows what he's doing. Okay? Yeah, don't start playing around with the kitchen knife. Talking about, zombie apocalypse.
And Michael,
Yep.
during a zombie apocalypse, you may have to do something.
What? Learn how to read?
No.
What?
Here.
Oh, yeah, it's gone. Oh, yeah, because you don't want a zombie to be like, it's so
Yeah,
not
because that's
practical.
the first thing. Michael already at a disadvantage because that's the first thing they will grab is his hair.
No, he could put it inside his jacket. He's fine.
But
No,
you know what's
but-
interesting?
but
Davion,
they
that was
even
good because all those The Walking Dead things, they never show anybody pulling anybody's hair that's long. And
Yeah, but that's just a show. But in reality, except for the game, one game they did say it was the Walking Dead Telltale games. They did mention about the hair.
Okay.
So you said put it in your jacket, yeah, but suppose he's not wearing a jacket at that time.
Right. It's not practical.
Right. I feel like it also depends on like the intelligent level. Like zombies are just the traditional zombies are grabbers, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Will they grab your hair or will they go after the source of what they're looking for? And that's your meat in your body. I don't think that they can differentiate between hair and meat. They're probably just going to go for the source. So
Yeah, they're gonna go for the source,
Wait, single.
but the hair is the most noticeable thing to grab. So if your hair is long, they're going for your hair. They're gonna, let's say I'm just grabbing randomly, and that's the thing that they're saying. It's the random grab.
Mhm.
That's what they're gonna grab randomly because that's at least something that can actually grab while you're trying to fight them off.
Well,
Once they grab your hair, that's
well,
it.
Davion,
But
would you
that's
say the same thing is no loose clothes at all?
Correct. I would say the same thing as that.
I wouldn't, because that goes back. If they can grab you, they're too close. So that's why I would keep everything at a distance. That's why I have long range weapons. So if they're too close, you're probably already in more trouble than it's worth. So
Right.
gonna get caught up on stuff. That's the other obstacle I would think about. But as far as if a zombie would grab it, then you've already failed because they've gotten too close.
So would you say, I know it's just a TV show, but The Walking Dead, none of those characters, based on everything we've just discussed, should have survived that long. Like, they all should have been
Like,
gone within 8 months. Because think of all the energy you have to put out. I think not only until season 4. I think not until season 4 they did an episode where they were like hungry and they were starving and they were like super tired. I think they ate dog. They ate a pack of dogs that episode. Did you see that?
I think so.
I
So,
think they were getting to that point, but they didn't really say, "Oh man, we needed to scat." But they were talking about the exhaustion. They needed to find food, hence they found the farm. They got food, but they also did anyone really have long hair? I'm trying to think.
Oh, yes.
Shit.
What was it? Maggie did have long hair at the time.
at one point
Yeah.
she did.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Daryl
Carol.
did. Carol
Carol.
did.
Now, what's his name? Daryl's his hair is starting to grow.
The King, the guy Jesus, and Michonne.
Yeah, because those two, King and Michonne, has dreads, but the way they did it was you can
Right.
still keep it, but they did it in a way where it's either upward or Michonne trimmed it down to be not dreads, but more like, I forgot what to call it. Beginner dreads, like twisties.
Yeah, locks.
Mm-hmm.
So
And also, she was good with the sword, so that's what saved her.
yeah, no one got close enough for her to worry about it, I guess.
But that's the question. No, but the question is the lack of experience. Are you able to prevent a zombie from getting that close to you? Remember, we're looking at it as a comic book, but in reality, could Michael survive with with him still having his dreads?
That depends if it's 1, if it's 5, or if it's 50. So each scenario is going to be different. So
Right.
I think
Exactly.
if
And even with 1, his probability still would be not
depends on
too
his
good.
weapon. If he has
Right.
a knife, then you got to get close. You got that shovel, dig a hole. Don't have to worry about it. You can just I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things you can do. You can make it into like a long braid.
Yeah, he could do that, and I agree. You don't have to cut it. Just as long as it's a way where he monitors and makes sure it's not a distraction for him.
I
Like
guess
Huh?
the
Make sure
other
laws. Yeah, sorry. No, sorry. Go ahead.
the other thing is up
mhm.
and the health. Oh yeah, if you can't clean it and then his health starts to deteriorate, yeah, here's got to go.
So we talked about safety stuff, survival stuff. We talked about food, kind of. Well, no, we didn't really touch on food too much. We had to do probably a whole nother survival thing on the actual food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's different places, regards to food. Like you could go to an abandoned food store, but what is there to get? Because suppose that store is on the ransack. You can hunt, but how many people actually know how to hunt?
And it's in stages, and that's a good point, Davion, because if it's within the first 6 months of apocalypse, maybe. But 8 months, everything has already been, actually, knowing the way people are right now, after a month, everything will be ransacked already. So you're left with either, looking for rabbits.
Yeah.
And even then, would you even want to eat them? Because they're probably contaminated also, right?
Yeah, depending on the scenario, because you can't always use the Walking Dead scenario.
Mm.
Because suppose the virus can affect not just humans, it could affect the animals. Look at it as the Resident Evil scenario.
Mm.
I don't know if that's why we took our food. So,
But
The
look
other
at
day-
also Z. If you're dealing
What type of
with
limits
the
can you-
slow
Yeah.
zombies versus the ones that are like super fast.
Yeah,
I can't stand those zombies.
the super fast zombies.
It's like,
for that, you need a gun.
yeah, you're like,
That's when you need a gun. Yeah,
Yeah,
super
just
fast
press.
zombies. That's when you need a gun.
because there's no way. There's like, and you can't help it. Like you watch all the movies. If you were in it, you quickly run to shelter. But that's like the worst thing you can do.
Yeah,
Because-
because suppose somebody in the shelter is infected.
Well, not even that. The zombies will just surround you, and they're already dead, so they could stay there for days on days on days.
While you're sitting there probably starving. Eventually,
And then-
you have to come.
And then there's more and more zombies comes because they see more zombies, and you're surrounded. Then there's like an acre of zombies around you.
That's why I will always stay by rivers.
Actually, you know what? There's a good film, and we will talk about it next time because
World
our
War
time
Z?
is almost up. Hold on, I think I did a picture.
Matter of fact, it was a European show I was telling you, recommending last time on GeekCaster. That was good. That was right by a river. Zombie Boat. Oh, I saw that. That was awesome.
Yes, that was a great movie.
So
I did
That was
see that.
awesome.
we'll talk about that next time. You're watching GeekCaster, talking about everything. Just a bunch of geeks having
We
conversations.
didn't talk about plants.
I know. We got to do another part to this one.
All right.
So,
right.
If you don't know what it is,
surviving
don't eat.
the zombie apocalypse part 2 coming.
The book saved lives.
Yeah.
Once your
So,
knife gets, you can't use it.
what happened?
Once your knife gets covered in blood, you can't use it. It's
Oh,
too hard
really?
to hold.
Oh.
Yeah, because the blood is slippery, sticky, and can't grip
See?
it properly.
See that? And y'all thought you knew stuff. Well, now you know. All right, you're watching GeekCaster. Go to geekcaster.com, GeekCaster on Instagram, and we will continue.